Hey guys, welcome back to another Tardis building video. Now, I know I haven't been here in about a month, and there's just a cavalcade of reasons of why. Everything from a bunch of health issues and getting COVID, which I was really hoping to miss, but I didn't. So that kind of knocked me out. And there's a few other things that, unfortunately, took me out of being able to make videos, even though I actually did attempt to make a few, and then I had a bunch of sound issues, and just has not been my last few weeks. But I'm here now. Now, during that time where I wasn't making videos, I was actually still working on stuff. I was working on 3D models and printing, and I have a few that I can't even show in this video that I've been working on that I can't wait to actually share, that I've made a lot of progress on. So I can't really wait to show you those. One of the things about figuring out what all these pieces are, it comes down to knowing the ones I can't figure out. I have the 3D model, which means some testing and piloting and 3D modeling on the computer, doing dimensions, scaling what I can. It's exhausting, but I have done a number of things that I'm really excited to show you. First one I'm going to show you actually is this patch panel that I have been really working hard on, and it's this one right here. Now, this patch panel is shrunk down, so there's like a handful of things about the console that I've had to shrink down. Not a lot. For the most part, I'm trying to keep every piece full size for a variety of reasons, mainly because I can use originals or I can replace with originals, but for the most part, it's full size. But there are, I don't know, six pieces maybe total that I've either had to craft or get the next size down in order to make it fit everything else on that build. And this is one of those that is just a little bit smaller. These ports couldn't be smaller because they are a real part. They are banana plugs. I've mentioned this previously on a video, but these banana plugs and fuses are on here, and I don't know, they're really great. Now, the one thing you're gonna notice right away too is that this isn't coiled like the real one. I had some trouble. The only gauge wire I had that was coiled didn't fit. So I'm still on the lookout to change this up. And I think too, after some more investigation, that they are kind of more of a brown or a tan than gold. But anyway, take a look at this. I'm really happy with this. It took a little bit of work to try and get all of the lettering correctly, mainly because the lettering that is on the panel, some of the pictures I have there, they don't seem to line up with any type or font that I recognize. And what I ended up doing was using 2 or 3 different ones just to get all the letters to match the way they look on the photos. Now, what's really neat is my partner reminded me of a material that trophy companies and sign companies used in my previous jobs. One of my previous jobs was sign making, and I totally forgot about this material. But basically, it's a solid material of like white or black, and it gets faced with a very thin layer of metal or color. In this case, white, and then they router or laser out the detail. What that allows is no paint. You don't have to fill it in. If something gets scraped or scratched, it will show either the material that's on top or the material that's underneath, and that's it. So this is actually done by a trophy company locally here, and I submitted the artwork, and they did this beautifully. Now, this gets very weathered. In some photos that I have, it looks very gray, but that's totally weathered, because in some of the behind the scenes pictures, and especially the one, you can definitely see that it's white, so I'm really happy with that. Plus, these alternate of these red banana plugs themselves are great. They're not 100% accurate, although I think these taller ones are really close. Finding these things vintage versus not, I don't know what this piece is. If you guys recognize what the actual one was, I'd love to hear it. I know what it looks like. I know it looks like a patch panel, like a foam patch panel. I know it looks like a audio panel of sorts, but I'm not sure. Plus, I don't know if these connectors are actually part of it, or if they had several different things, or if they just made them for it. Who knows? But what the original patch panel was, I'm not sure. But I'm really happy with it. I think it looks great. It's functional. I don't know if it'll actually do anything in the build. It has the ability to, because these are real parts. But no, there you go. I'm really happy with that. The other thing I had the trophy company do was these plates here. Now, this is 2 things. This is a 3D print and an etch piece. Now, this one's reverse. This is a white plastic with the black piece on top, which allows it to etch away to look like it does with the white letters. So you can rub it away. There's no painting or anything, especially with such fine detail. It's really cool. I'm not 100% happy with my finishing work. I'll probably be sanding down to get rid of some of these print lines, but I want to show you guys this very first test, which, because of course it marries with this guy. Now, this is one of those gauges too that I have still been to discover. I don't know what it is, don't know where it's from. I've tried reaching out to different people online to see if they recognize it. Unfortunately, no information about it exists aside from what we have in the photos from the console. So whatever it was originally, we'll have to find out. But what's neat is I did get this piece as well from the UK. This is from an actual CNC machine that allows to be replaced, so they actually had some replacement parts. And it's pretty much exactly what I was looking for. I was surprised on how small this was, but it's not like I had to choose a size scale. This was it. This was the option to choose. And I'm pretty happy with it. When it goes on to everything here, everything was scaled to the actual console in order for size and shape, and it's pretty close. So even though I think it looks a little small, it fits right where it should. It shows some close-ups here, obviously, and I'm really, really pleased with it. It's a small little detail. I don't know if it's going to do anything on the build, but it's a small little detail that will actually be kind of fun to add. Some of these things are just kind of fun to make. So as much as not finding the original one of that, it's kind of frustrating. Not knowing where it came from was kind of frustrating, but making it was a lot of fun. So speaking of things that were fun to make, I'm pretty sure I showed these knobs that I got for prior. But one thing is that they are sitting on something I haven't been able to find out on the build. So I actually made a 3D model and print of this where it can sit down on there. So you can kind of see it there. I will sit right there, and I'm still figuring this out. I haven't decided not to print them all yet until I figure exactly how this is going to turn. For the most part, I want to get that basic shell done. And there it is. Small little things. That's kind of where I'm at right now, is small little things. So I'm excited by it. The other one is, I know I mentioned these lights before. I made the flange that it sits on. Again, still working out a lot of the details for it, but as you can tell, it fits there really well. I'm pretty happy with it. Like, it looks pretty good. There are 3 of these on the console. I did discover that kind of microscope piece definitely has one of these on the bottom. So wherever they got it, it's there 3 times. But I'm pretty happy with that. It's gonna look so good when it's on the console and so correct. I was able to scale again. Because of having this bulb, I was able to scale how big it actually was for that flame. So I'm pretty excited about that. One thing to also talk about is I did get 2 major sources. One is from E Street Plastics. I got some acrylic tubes for all the base and the top rotor. That has been pretty exciting. They had a really good price to get all these things in order to fill those areas. There's a lot of tubes on this thing, and I was able to get those. So I'm excited to install those, do some tests, see how well they work. I'm going to do some diffusing. So basically I'm doing it as 2 parts where you have tubes inside tubes, and I'm really excited to see how they look. The lights also came in, which work really great. So it took a little bit of encoding and planning to make them work. But in the end, I'm really excited to see how that's going to work, because I'm hoping to be able to change on the fly, whether through an interface where I can say be this color, or go to party mode, or to have some sort of motion if I need to. I want to make it wide open. Now we know that Matt Smith had a tealish or a cold blue or greenish blue, and then Peter Capaldi had the orange, and I probably will want something different myself, but we can also have those as options, but then also just have some fun. Now, I don't know if the real ones, if they just use regular lights and change the gels, which they likely did, being that they probably didn't care about it changing colors. But I like the idea of being able to do that and having fun with it, so I can't wait to play with that a little bit more. The last thing I want to talk about was some stuff I got from sendcutsend.com. Now, this is a website that takes vector images and is able to completely convert them into metal laser cutting and water jet cutting and all that kind of stuff. I'm not exactly sure all the procedures they do, but they do some really great work, mainly with metal. And they also do acrylics and Delrin and stuff like that, which I will be getting some stuff on that. I'm looking forward to sending some more files out. But I got a whole big sheet from them, including all those rings, all of those washers that have holes in them. I got them all done. I'm really excited to put them on there. I'm excited to show them once I get them all out of their packaging. But they also did some stuff that I'm still working on. So like this piece here that's in the middle of the one panel above the oval screen, you can see that it's several layers of metal, and I replicated as best as I could. So I'm really happy with how you can do this, as opposed to just like 3D printing and then painting silver. This is actually metal, actually aluminum, and it works out really well. One thing too is I was able to do the keyboard piece. So I plotted out all the squares, and then knowing how I was going to mount it this time compared to last time is I'm going to be mounting it underneath, as this is the bottom layer, as opposed to putting it in something, which is what I did before. This will allow me to, for a really secure look. So it's aluminum, so it's got the already gray, so I may end up just leaving it because it's kind of metal. Then I put all these holes in it so I can actually just screw them in. I may not fill every hole, but they're all there so I can line it up, put them in. But it's incredibly stable. Previously I was using acrylic and stuff and kind of like really flex in the middle, but this is just perfect. If you like ASMR, then you'll love that. But like, it's just great. I also use the same thing to plot out on my custom panel the other keys there. So there's the additional keys, some of the additional keys that I'm going to be using in it that were from the same keyboard where the other one came from, and allowing me to kind of push that through. I'm not 100% sold on how my space layout is, but it's pretty close. I like how it retains the same kind of feel in a way. It's good there's no more orange keys. I think that would have really helped. But I still like how this came together, and again, I got the holes piloted there. It's really helpful to be able to do that. Really helpful to be able to get those metal pieces. So I'm looking forward to getting more. The same company will be able to do the throttle and the handbrake pieces. So I'm looking forward to actually doing that there, so I'll have more information on that. It has been really exciting to get all these pieces going. I still have like a lot of stuff to make. I've also 3D modeled the red limb twisting knob here, which I'll show, and a few other pieces. Going through this entire process is good for a few reasons. One is it allows me to see what size things are, but maybe even help me still find out what it is based on the 3D model space. But if I can't find it, I'm ready to go. So if you guys recognize those parts that I've mentioned in previous videos, hopefully you're still going through them. Hopefully you're still looking for them. I have had a few friends who have been on the hunt for this gauge right here, and I totally respect that and hope that someone finds it eventually. And if we find it, great, I will replace it. If we don't find it, hey, I got a really good opportunity to use something I made. Yeah, it is also exciting to let you guys know that this week the wood is being purchased for the console, and then we'll start CNCing probably the next 2 weeks. I'm so excited for this part. This is great. I was able to enclose the carport downstairs in my house here, which will allow me to work in relative seclusion, but also keeping the moisture out and such. I've also been looking at my tools that I need to get, and it's really great. I'm really excited. So the construction is going to be starting in the next few weeks, and I'm really excited. Part of the reason I had to wait for these tubes as well, because that's such a big part of the construction part of it. Each drawer having each of these little individual controls, we can work as we go, but those tubes are so important to the actual build of it. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. But yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy. Once this starts happening, there's going to be a lot more videos, a lot more updates. I do apologize for being away. I'm going to be hopefully having some more videos in the next couple weeks, especially because I have some reviews to do. I have some new Doctor Who ties and glasses, just very Doctor Who time right now. I also have a few Star Trek things I want to share as well. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm hoping to get right back on the horse here, getting past all those things that's been happening the last few months for me. Hopefully nothing else will pop up. So anyway, guys, if you have any questions or comments, I'm here. I've been trying to also respond and reply to anything that you guys have. I'll put the links to those companies down in the comments below so you can check them out. Again, I'm really happy with Senkatsen. They're a phenomenal company, and I'm looking forward to sending some other things from other projects there, because something really nice about metal, right? Comparatively to just having 3D prints and painting metal, like this guy here is cool, and it will be kind of metal looking, but it won't be the same as having something metal. So check them out. Maybe they have something that, or maybe they'll be able to do something that you have a project on. So, and if they do, you know, let me know. I definitely look forward to hearing from you guys about what you think of it. Anyway, guys, if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, let me know down in the comments below. And I look forward to sharing more with you guys in the next couple weeks. And thanks for watching.